Listen to me very carefully. What I'm about to tell you could save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're talking about your largest investment, your nest egg, your financial future. And right now in this market, there are 3 states in this country where you should absolutely not under any circumstances buy a house. I don't care how good the deal looks. I don't care what your real estate agent is telling you. These markets are toxic, and I'm going to explain exactly why. Now, before I get into the specifics, I need you to do something for me. If you care about your money, if you care about building wealth, you need to subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. Become a member of this community. We're building something here, a group of people who actually understand how money works, who aren't going to fall for the nonsense that's out there. So, do it now because this information is worth more than any financial advisor is going to charge you. Here's what you need to understand. Real estate is not about emotions. It's not about loving a kitchen or a backyard. Real estate is about one thing and one thing only: return on investment. Can you make money? Will this asset appreciate? Can you get your cash out when you need it? Those are the only questions that matter. And in these 3 states I'm about to show you, the answer to all of those questions is a resounding no. I've been investing in real estate for over 30 years. I've made millions in this sector. I've also watched people lose their shirts because they didn't do their homework. They bought based on hope instead of data. They listened to their hearts instead of their spreadsheets. That's not how you build wealth. Now, let's get into the first state you need to avoid. I'm talking about California. Yes, California. I know what you're thinking. California has always been expensive. California has always had high taxes. That's true, but what's happening now is different. We've crossed a threshold where the fundamentals no longer make sense for the average buyer. Here's the problem with California. You've got median home prices that are completely detached from median incomes. In most healthy markets, a home should cost roughly 3 to 4 times your annual household income. In California, we're looking at 8, 9, sometimes 10 times income. That's not a market. That's a bubble waiting to pop. And when it pops, you're going to be left holding an asset you can't sell. But it gets worse. California has the highest state income tax in the nation. We're talking 13.3% at the top bracket. So, you're already paying a fortune just to live there. Then you add property taxes, which despite Proposition 13 are still substantial when you factor in the purchase price. Then you've got insurance. Homeowners insurance in California has become a nightmare. Major carriers are pulling out of the state entirely because of wildfire risk. Do you know what that means? It means the cost of insuring your home is going through the roof, if you can even get coverage at all. Let me break this down for you in terms of cash flow because that's what matters. Let's say you buy a home in California for $1 million. That's not even a mansion anymore. That's a basic 3-bedroom in many markets. You put 20% down, so you're financing $800,000. At current interest rates, you're looking at a monthly mortgage payment of around $6,000. Add in property taxes, another $2,000 a month. Insurance, if you can get it, another $1,000. Maintenance, HOA fees, we're talking $9,000 to $10,000 a month just to own that property. That's $120,000 a year. Now, can you rent that property for $120,000 a year? Absolutely not. You'd be lucky to get $70,000 or $80,000 in rent. So, right there, you're losing $40,000 to $50,000 a year in negative cash flow. That's not an investment. That's a money pit. You're subsidizing someone else's lifestyle with your own capital. And here's the kicker. California has rent control laws that are getting stricter. They've capped annual rent increases. So even if your costs are going up, your ability to raise rents is limited by law. You're stuck. You can increase your revenue, but your expenses keep climbing. That's a recipe for disaster. But let's say you're not buying as an investment property. You're buying to live there. Okay, fine. But you still need to think about liquidity. What happens when you need to sell? What happens when you need to move for a job or your family situation changes? In a healthy market, you can sell your home in 30 to 60 days. In California, we're starting to see inventory pile up. Homes are sitting on the market for months, and when homes sit, prices drop. So, not only are you overpaying to get in, you're going to take a loss to get out. California is also facing a massive exodus. We've seen the data. People are leaving. Businesses are leaving. They're going to Texas, Florida, Tennessee, places where the cost of doing business actually makes sense. When you have net negative migration, that puts downward pressure on housing demand. Less demand means lower prices. It's Economics 101. Now, I'm not saying California is going to turn into a ghost town. It's still got great weather. It's still got the Pacific Ocean. It's still got Silicon Valley. But those things don't change the math. And the math says you're going to lose money. The question isn't if, it's how much. So unless you have money to burn and you just want to live in California for lifestyle reasons, knowing full well you're making a bad financial decision, then don't do it. Take your capital somewhere where it can actually work for you. And this is just the first state. The next two are going to shock you even more because one of them used to be the darling of real estate investors. Used to be, not anymore. The landscape has changed, and if you don't adapt, you're going to get crushed. Let me tell you what's happening in the second state you need to avoid. The second state I'm telling you to avoid is Florida. Now, I know this is going to upset people. Florida has been the hottest real estate market in America for the past few years. Everyone and their brother has been moving to Florida. No state income tax, warm weather, beaches. It sounds like paradise. But let me tell you something about paradise. It's expensive, and it's getting more expensive every single day in ways that are going to destroy your returns. Here's what nobody is talking about. Florida is facing an insurance apocalypse. I'm not exaggerating. The homeowners insurance market in Florida is collapsing. Multiple insurance companies have completely pulled out of the state. The ones that remain are charging premiums that are 3, 4, sometimes 5 times higher than they were just a few years ago. And it's only going to get worse.